Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Selena Chacon. I am a public affairs specialist here in the Dallas area. I have been with Social Security for over 17 years, public service. Most of those years were spent in the field office. I was a customer service agent. Then I went on to process retirement, survivors, and disability claims. And then I went on to be an operations supervisor, and now I'm going out to outreach events to the public and educating the public on Social Security. So first of all, I would like to thank the Intertribal community partners for inviting me and having me here. So I'm going to thank Veronica and Christy, thank you for having us here today. It's been a great pleasure meeting with some of you and speaking to you. So if you haven't already, please stop by our booth right there. I do have several publications, lots of good information for those of you who would like to know more about Social Security. Some of the younger group here are looking at me like Social Security being well, it's never too early to start planning. Because Social Security is more than retirement. Social Security is retirement, survivors, and disability benefits. Okay? So we're going to get started. So I'd like to provide fun facts. One fun fact is, as of December 2023, Social Security expected 50.1 million retired workers to be receiving $90.5 million in benefits, okay? At the same time, 8.6 million dependents of retired workers were receiving approximately $2.3 billion in monthly Social Security benefits. Here on this screen here, you'll see the 5 steps that we encourage you to start doing and planning for your Social Security retirement. First and foremost, how many of you in here have a My Social Security account? Anyone? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I'll call you back to the veteran class one. Well, if you don't have one, I encourage you to go online and create one. First and foremost, what that will do is it'll prevent anyone else from creating one like you. Okay? It's never too early to start going online, reviewing your benefits, reviewing your records, your earnings record, getting the benefit estimate. For me personally, I created my account probably about 7 years ago. I have a son who's under the age of 18. So as we were planning, me and my husband, I wanted to know if I passed tomorrow, how much would you receive in survivor benefits? That kind of helped me plan as far as my financial needs and his needs if I wasn't here tomorrow, right? If for some reason you look at your earnings and you're missing earnings, you create your My Social Security account, you can go on there and request for that correction. Now, typically, as far as your earnings, Social Security receives your prior year's earnings around April or May of this year. So for 2023 earnings, Social Security should receive that data from the IRS no later than April or May of this year. Okay? Now, if you're already receiving benefits, you're able to go online and do a reprint for your SSA 1099 for your taxes. You can print a benefit verification letter. You can order a Social Security replacement card. You can do a change of address if you're receiving retirement or Social Security disability insurance benefits. And you can manage your benefits, okay? Here you'll see our new redesigned Social Security statement. It was redesigned a couple of years ago. It was redesigned to make it easier for you to read and understand. You can go on your My Social Security account and print this statement if you're over the age of 18. Now, if you're over the age 60 and you do not have a My Social Security account, this statement will be automatically mailed to you. Okay? If you do have a My Social Security account, you can go online and print it. Here, if you look at this image, can everybody see the screen? I feel like the audience is there. Can y'all see the screen? Okay. Oh, okay. So here on this image, with Social Security first came about benefits, They said as long as individuals had 3 of these things, that they would be financially stable during their retirement years. So as long as you have pension from an employer, savings, investments, or other income, that you should be financially stable. Social Security was never intended to be your main source of income. It was intended to replace 40% of your pre-retirement income. Financial advisors say in order to live comfortably, you need to have 70 to 80% of your pre-retirement income, which is roughly 40% from Social Security, and then your pensions, savings, investments, and other income. Okay? So who pays for Social Security? Well, we the American people do, as long as you are working for an employer who contributes to Social Security FICA taxes. Okay? What is FICA? FICA stands for the Federal Insurance Contributions Act. It's basically the employer and the employee contribute to this tax. The FICA tax is 15.3% of your gross wages. So the employer and you yourself each pay 7.65%. Okay? That's 6.2% in Social Security and 1.45% in Medicare. If you're self-employed, you pay the entire amount. So did you know it is expected that, or it was expected that about 180 million workers would pay into Social Security in 2023? So that means about 94% of all workers would be insured or would be potentially eligible for some type of Social Security benefit, whether that's retirement, survivors, or disability benefits. Oftentimes when I'm out in the field, or individuals that come into the field office and say, Social Security going to be around? Well, I hope so. Social Security has enough money to pay full benefits through 2034. And that's if Congress does not make any changes. If they do not make any changes, which they've always made changes to meet the American people's needs. So if no changes are made, between now and then, benefits will be paid full through 2034. At that point, if no changes are made, there's enough funds in the trust funds to pay 80% of the benefit being received, the benefits that the individuals are receiving, okay? Now, Congress has made substantial changes in the past. One of the biggest changes they made in prior years was raising the full retirement age. That was a big change, okay? That's one of the. So Social Security would not miss your retirement party, and as I stated before, oftentimes individuals think of Social Security and they think we're retirement benefits only. So how do you qualify for Social Security retirement benefits? Well, you need to have 40 credits, which is 10 years of work, and you have to be at least 62 years old, okay? You have to have worked at least 10 years, and we say that because the maximum number of credits that you can earn in any given year is 4. So 4 times 10 would equal 40. How do you earn these credits or these quarters? Well, that changes from year to year. So this year, in order for you to earn 1 credit, you have to have earned at least $1,730 in gross earnings. So in order to earn all 4 credits, you have to earn at least $6,920. And the max number of credits you can earn again in 1 year is 4. There are times that people do ask, can I buy a credit? The answer is no. The only way to obtain a credit is by working and paying into Social Security FICA taxes. Okay? So this is how Social Security determines your benefit. It's based on your wages. Social Security finds the average of the highest 35 years of earnings that you paid into Social Security. And that's going to result into the average index monthly earnings, which we refer to as AIME. If you know the government, you have lots of acronyms. Okay? And everybody's Amy's different. My Amy's going to be different from you, the next person, and next person. It's all based on your earnings, your highest 35 years of earnings. So let's say if you say, well, Selena, I didn't work 35 years. So what's going to happen? Well, let's say you only worked 25. 10 of those years will be calculated with zeros. Another question I often receive is, let's say you only work 25 years, you start taking your Social Security retirement at age 62, and then you decide to go work part-time, you continue working. Then your benefits will be recalculated, and that could potentially increase your benefits. Okay? This is the formula that Social Security is using for 2024 to calculate your benefits. So if your average monthly earnings are $8,000 per month, then your monthly benefit could potentially be $3,084. And you're looking at 90% of the first benefit amount, and then 32% and 15%, okay? So here on this chart, I have an example of someone who attains their full retirement age at 67. Because oftentimes we're asked, well, when should I take my Social Security retirement benefits? Well, that's a personal decision. It's a personal choice. It all depends on your financial circumstances. If you're going to start working, stop working, or continue working, you have any pensions, IRAs. Everybody's situation is different. Social Security, we can give you a benefit amount, we can give you benefit estimates, and we can pretty much provide you just with the facts, okay? But as far as when you choose to take your benefit, that's a personal decision, okay? So here in this example I have here, you have somebody who attains age 62, and roughly their benefit would be $1,400 a month. Their full retirement age is 67. So they're potentially looking at receiving $2,000 a month at their full retirement age. But if they choose to wait until age 70 and earn the maximum number of delayed retirement credits, for each month that you wait after your full retirement age, you earn a delayed retirement credit, which we refer to as DRC, okay? And the maximum number of DRCs that you can earn is all the way through age 70. Now, one thing to keep in mind is once you take your benefits early, or once you take them reduced, whether it be 62, 62 and a half, 63, they're reduced from that point forward. The only time you're going to see an increase is if when Congress announces a COLA, a cost of living adjustment, or if you're still working and paying into Social Security and it's one of your highest years of earnings. Other than that, once you take the benefit reduced, it's reduced from that point forward. Now, oftentimes, people would ask, should I take my benefits at my full retirement age, or should I wait till age 70? Because obviously, $480 sounds a lot better to receive each month if you wait till age 70, in this example I have here. Well, one thing you have to consider is you have to calculate the break-even point. How many months of checks would I be missing to get an additional $480 a month? Oftentimes, that break-even point is anywhere from 8 to 10 years after you attain age 70. But again, this is just an example, but most of the times when I took claims, that was pretty much what it was, okay? Your benefits are paid either the second, third, or fourth Wednesday of each month. It depends on the day of the month you were born. So if you're born from the 1st to the 10th, you're going to receive your check the second Wednesday of each month. And here is a schedule of the Social Security benefit payments. Now, for our individuals who receive supplemental security income, or are receiving retirement and SSI, or retirement or disability and SSI, then our SSI recipients receive their benefits on the 1st of the month, then they would get their other benefit on the 3rd of the month. Okay? Social Security is there for your wedding. So benefits is a spouse. The maximum benefit payable to a spouse, which means a life case, is 50% of the worker's benefit. And that 50% is at that person's full retirement age. So not on the husband, but let's say I want to follow my husband's record, it's at my full retirement age, not his. Okay? You have to have drawn for your own benefits, so you're potentially eligible for benefits on your record. Default applies, you have to apply for your benefits before you can apply as a spouse. Now, the benefit you receive on your spouse's record does not reduce their benefit. So let's say I get $500 from my husband, it's not going to reduce the benefit he's due. And the most important is spouse's benefits are not payable until the worker collects. So that means you can't call on your spouse's record until they've actually filed. Benefits for divorced spouses. Key thing here is marriage has to have lasted at least 10 years. Okay? You have to be married at least age 62. And of course, the following applies, you have to apply for benefits on your record before you can apply on that. You have to have been divorced at least 2 years. Now, one thing is, let's say that they haven't filed and they're over the age of 62. You've already filed on your record and you're potentially eligible for marriage and you've been divorced for 2 years or more. Your ex-spouse not filing doesn't keep you from filing as long as they've already attained age 62. Okay? Auxiliary benefits for our children. So, if you have any children who are married under the age of 18, not to exceed 19 years and 2 months and still in high school, they're potentially entitled to a benefit on your record. If you have children who are over the age of 18 and who were found disabled prior to age 22 and they're unmarried, they're potentially eligible for benefits on your record. Those benefits are called disabled adult children benefits. Now, in order for the children to be entitled, the parent has to be either receiving retirement or Social Security Disability Insurance benefits, which is SSDI, or it would be paid under the survival benefits, meaning the parent has passed. Now, let's say you're working and receiving benefits. You're subject to the annual earnings limit up until your full retirement age. For 2024, that amount is $22,320. Gross earnings, that's prior to any deductions. If you go over that amount, we would hold $1 for every $2 in benefits you go over. Okay? Now, when you attain your full retirement age, from the month you attain your full retirement age going forward, you do not have an earnings limit. Now, the months prior to your full retirement age, let's say you attain your full retirement age in September of this year. Since this is the year you attain fraud, from January 1st through the end of August, you're allowed to earn $59,520 between those months. And then September going forward, you would have no limit. Now that applies to the year that you attain your full retirement age. And once you've attained fraud, you do not have an earnings limit, as you can see here. So what counts towards the earnings limit? Well, it's gross wages from employment and or net earnings for self-employment. So when we talk about the earnings limit being 22,320 here, that doesn't count pensions, income from investments, inheritance payments, interest, dividends. It doesn't count if you're receiving a retirement pension from the government, from the VA, when you're receiving disability benefits from the VA, that doesn't count towards that amount either. It's earned wages. It's earnings from active employment, okay? Let me talk a little bit about WEP and GPO. Does anybody here receive a non-covered pension? meaning a pension from an employer where you did not pay into Social Security. Like, did you work as a teacher with the school district, somewhere where you did not contribute to Social Security? You did?
No, well, I work for a they have
So you still work for them? So WEP and GPO will apply to you. So what is WEP? It's a provision that can affect how we calculate the retirement and disability benefits in Social Security. Basically, it's a formula to adjust Social Security benefits for people who receive non-covered pensions. So what's a non-covered pension? A non-covered pension is a pension that you're receiving from an employer who did not contribute to Social Security FICA taxes. Okay? So this is the normal computation of the benefit for 2024 that I showed you earlier. So you see here, you're going to receive 90% of the first 1174. And then under WEP, these next two lines will stay the same, 32 and the 15%, okay? Now under the WEP PIA computation, that first 90% can be reduced to as little as 40%. It's going to depend on how many years of coverage you have, how many yachts, because you probably worked somewhere else prior to going UTA, right? So here I have a few WEP exceptions. Primarily, I want you to look at the last bullet, and that's if you have 30 or more years of substantial earnings, also referred to as years of coverage under Social Security, then WEP will not apply. And that's for individuals who work at other places prior to working for the employer where they contributed to Social Security. Now, one thing I do want to mention here is years of coverage is not the same as the 40 credits needed for retirement benefits. Okay? So once you have 30 or more years of substantial earnings, you'll receive 90% of the first factor of the benefit formula, which is just like the normal computation. But if you have 20 or fewer, you can receive as little as 40%. So let's say you have 25, then that percentage would go to 65. So you just need to find out how many years of coverage you have. Okay? The windfall elimination, here in this image, it gives you a side-by-side comparison of the normal Social Security benefit computation versus the WEP computation. So the normal is 90%, and the WEP can be reduced to as low as the 40%. Now, the max WEP reduction for someone who turns 62 this year in 2024 is $587. The government pension offset applies to if you're receiving benefits as a spouse, widow, or widower. And it's 2/3. Okay? So here in this example, if you're receiving $2,100 a month of a non-covered pension, 2/3 is $1,400. Social Security spouse's benefits in a life case is $1,150. So that no benefit would be payable by Social Security. In this next example, this is an example of a widow or widower, because they typically receive a higher benefit amount. Their Social Security widow's benefits $2,300, so in this example, they would receive roughly $900 a month. Okay, so you can go from receiving nothing to a higher benefit if your benefit converts to widow's benefits. And here is an image that is a side-by-side comparison between WEP and GPO. So under WEP, you have to have at least 40 credits. You have to be eligible for retirement or disability. They'll never reduce your benefits to 0. Under GPO, it's an offset, and your benefits could be potentially reduced to 0. Social Security is there with you. You're in the loss of a loved one who has survivor benefits. for our children, our disabled children, our widow and widowers. Children have to be under the age of 18, not to exceed 19 years and 2 months and still in high school. Again, our disabled children have to have been found disabled prior to age 22. And widows, for widows, they can file as early as age 60, so 2 years prior to retirement benefits, earlier than retirement benefits. Survivor benefits, if they take you at age 60, the widow or widower, they'll receive 71.5% of the full benefit amount. If they decide to take reduce or wait until their full retirement age, they receive 100% of that benefit. Okay? Now, one thing is there is other survivor benefits, such as the one-time lump sum death payment of $255. Is payable to the surviving spouse. If no surviving spouse, it's we have another benefit called parents' benefit, and it's for the parents age 62 or older who are receiving at least one half support from their deceased son or daughter. Okay. Spouses versus surviving spouses benefits. Spouse, it's a living, that's a life case. Surviving spouse is for under deceased benefits. Spouses can receive as early as 62. Survivors 60, if they're disabled widows, as early as age 50. Okay? Surviving spouses will receive up to 100% of their benefit if they decide to wait until their full retirement age. Now, once you take your widow or widower's benefits, you can switch to your own benefits at any time, which could be as early as age 62. But let's say you choose, you get an estimate and decide to wait to take your own at 63, 64, 65. Or even your full retirement age, you're not restricted, you can do that, switch at any time, okay? Now we're going to talk about Medicare. So we have original Medicare, which is Medicare Part A, hospitalization, Part B, which is medical insurance, Part D, as in drug, which is for prescription drugs. And then of course, they have supplemental plans all the way from C to Z. Now with Social Security, you're only enrolled in Medicare, Part A and B. You have 3 enrollment periods. Your initial enrollment period, which is at age 65, which can be as early as you can file for that 3 months prior to age 65, no later than 3 months after. Then we have the general enrollment period each year, January 1st to March 31st. And then we have the special enrollment period, which is for individuals who refuse Part B at 65, but were actively employed and insured through a group health plan in either their employment or a spouse. And that would keep them from getting the 10% penalty per year for the years that they did not have Medicare Part B. Now, we did have a big change in 2023 under the general enrollment period. Before you registered for Part B during the GEP, Medicare Part B went start to July 1st. Big change this past year was if you enrolled in the GEP, your Medicare starts the following month. So if you enroll in January, it starts in February, March, April. You don't have to wait till July anymore. Now, the 2024 Medicare standard premium is $174.70 for this year. But based on your earnings, your modified adjusted gross income, you could potentially pay a higher Medicare premium. So for 2024 Medicare premiums, Social Security is looking at the 2022 tax return. Now, you'll pay that higher premium depending on the income bracket you fall under based on this chart for that year, and then like 2025, Social Security Security would be looking at 2023 tax return. But let's say you say, well, Selena, but I've now retired, my income is cut in half, or my husband passed, or my wife passed, and so forth, then you could file for a qualifying life-changing event that may reduce your Medicare premiums. If so, it would take you back to the standard premium, or potentially change you from paying an additional $279.50 to an additional $69.90. Now that's on top of the standard premium. So for this year, as long as married couples earn $206,000 or less, you're just going to pay the standard premium. For a single individual, as long as you're earning $103,000 or less, then you're still going to pay the standard premium. So it's just going to depend how you file your taxes. So this is the form SSA 44, which is on our website. And this is the form you would complete to file that life-changing event. You can file it based on marriage, divorce, annulment, death of spouse, work reduction, or potentially loss of pension income. Here in this image, you'll see what our Medicare card looks like. Prior to the change, we used to have the individual social security number, and now it's changed a few years back, but now you have a Medicare number. And that's to prevent your PII, okay? And you laminate your Medicare card or your social security card, because the paper it's printed on has a security feature, okay, on it, where they can see if it's an original document based on under certain lighting. So although you register for Medicare Part A and B with Social Security, Medicare actually administers that program. You send your enrollment electronically to Medicare to actually administer it. CMS, Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services. This is their website. It has a lot of good information on there. You can look at plans. You can see what plans cover what drugs. There's a lot of plans out there. Aetna, Blue Cross and Shield, Cigna, AARP, any plans to take drugs. So it's a lot of information, and you want to make an informed decision. So for frequent questions I will receive in the field. Will unemployment benefits affect my Social Security benefits? No, because it doesn't count as earnings under Social Security retirement. So unemployment does not affect retirement benefits. Now, Social Security may affect or reduce your unemployment. So each unemployment office is administered by each state. So we always encourage our claimants to contact their local unemployment office to see how their benefits from Social Security and retirement benefits are going to affect their unemployment, if at all. Okay. Will my Social Security benefit increase if I work? Potentially, yes, if it's one of your highest years of earnings. There's not anything that you need to do. Social Security will automatically complete a review by October, no later than November. And what they'll do is they'll do a recalculation of benefits. And if you're doing an increase, so let's say you had earnings in 2022, that would increase your monthly benefit, and we would retroactively pay you that higher benefit back to them, and you would receive it in 2023. So we recalculate that and we look at those earnings in October and November of each year. Then you'll receive that letter in December, hey, you should have been paying me $10 a month more. And they'll send that to you in a lump sum. Will I pay federal taxes on my benefits? That's not a question that Social Security can answer. We will refer you to the IRS or to your local CPA or accountant It's all going to be based on your tax filing status. Here you can see if you file a tax return as an individual, and if your earnings between 25,000 and 34,000. If you file a joint return, or if you're filing married, filing a separate return. It's all going to depend on your filing status and what income bracket you fall in. And that's the reason why Social Security is unable to answer that question for you. Now, one thing we do know is that no one pays federal tax on more than 85% of his or her Social Security benefits based on the Internal Revenue Service rules. If you would like for Social Security to voluntarily withhold taxes, you can go on your My Social Security website and print this form. And you can always start and stop it. There's not a restriction to say, oh, we can only do it once a year, twice a year. And you can mail this form in or fax it. But the newest thing that we have with this request is now you can actually call over the phone and request it, and we'll just have you attest over the phone and make that change for you without you having to actually send this in. It's called a verbal attestation. Now, here I want to talk about important information about overpayments. An overpayment is when you receive more money than you should have received. You have the opportunity to appeal or request a review of our decision. A waiver is a request to excuse some or all of the overpayment. If your overpayment is less than $1,000, we might even be able to process this request over the telephone. And the Social Security also offers flexible repayment options, including amounts as low as $10 per month. Now, one good thing, key thing here is Social Security does not charge you interest on overpayments. So you owe $500, you're going to pay $500, not $500 plus interest. This is how you can apply for benefits. You can apply for benefits online for retirement, spouses, disability, or Medicare only. I encourage online filers because you can start your application online, save it, and go back to it later on if you need to gather marriage information or doctor's information, prescriptions, keep your re-entry number, and then you can go back into it. You don't have to complete it all in one day. Now, survivor applications are not available online. You will have to give us a call and schedule a phone appointment to file for survivor claims or for claims for our children. Okay? This is our new website here, our socialsecurity.gov. We received a facelift a couple of years back in order to streamline the process and make it easier for individuals to navigate through our website and find the information that's needed. On this website, at the very bottom left-hand corner, we have an office locator. You can go in there and enter your zip code. You can find that local office's phone number and fax number. That would go directly to them if you're needing to fax a document to them. It'll also show if the office is closed, if you're trying to figure out, well, is the office open? Are they closed? Due to bad weather, so forth. We received a lot of calls on the solar eclipse is here. Are we going to be open? Any changes, you can just go to the website and see that. Here is you can scan the QR code to order a replacement Social Security card. You can also apply for your card if you've lost it or you've hidden it from yourself. Been stolen, or your card's damaged and you can't read the number anymore because you're not supposed to laminate these. You can go ahead and scan that QR code and you can start the application process as long as you have a state issued ID or driver's license. You can also update or correct your personal information, and you can even now request a social security number with this QR code for the first time. You'll start the application, you'll complete everything, they'll give you a number, and then you'll just visit your local office for a first-time member to present your original documents. Let's see if I can play this video.
What is My Social Security? My Social Security is a secure account that helps you plan for your future and manage the present with access to your information from anywhere on any device. A My Social Security account is for everyone, whether you receive benefits or not. You can open your secure account at ssa.gov/myaccount. If you do not currently receive benefits, your My Social Security account can help you plan for your future. You can see if you are eligible to receive retirement benefits, view your earnings history, and Social Security statement, which provides estimates for future retirement, disability, and survivor benefits. If you are eligible to receive benefits, you can use your account to compare retirement benefit estimates at different dates or ages that you choose to start receiving benefits. And when you're ready, you can apply for benefits and check your application status online. Whether you receive benefits or not, you can request a replacement Social Security card online in most states, with more states being added all the time. Keep in mind, in many cases, even if you've lost your card, simply knowing your Social Security number is enough. If you already receive benefits, you can manage your benefits online with your My Social Security account. You can set up or change your direct deposit information, or change your address right from the comfort of your home. You can also request a replacement Medicare card online. Need proof that you do or do not currently receive Social Security benefits, supplemental security income or SSI payments, and/or Medicare? Use your account to instantly print a benefit verification letter. Once you create your account, be sure to go to Message Center Preferences and choose email or text to receive alerts for online notices and to opt out of receiving notices by mail that are available online. My Social Security is quick, secure, and easy, and helps you plan for your future and manage the present. Your My Social Security account is an important step in your journey with us, so what are you waiting for? Use the link below to open your My Social Security account today. Social Security, security today and tomorrow.
So as always, follow us on one of our social media platforms where you'll always find the latest news and information changes for Social Security. And at this time, I'll take any questions if anyone has any. I know I answered most of them throughout the day. And if we have none, well, thank you so much for having us here today.
Thank you.
And again, if y'all want to grab a publication for having us, you want to stop by again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna have one more speaker before we close out, and I'm gonna get her set up. And while I set her up, I do want to thank Selena with the Social Security, because we had so much feedback already that it's so hard to get in contact with Social Security sometimes, and it takes a lot to hear back. So having that in person to discuss and say, you know, hey, I need this right now, and you have that person right here in front of you. It's not a computer, and it's not a phone, a cell phone. So we do really appreciate that. And thank you to everyone else here as well. Now, I'll go ahead and pass the mic over for our entrepreneurship workshop. Thinking about starting a business, you know someone who wants to start a business, let's share this information. And
hello, everyone. My name is Brenna Ortiz, and I was born and raised here in Dallas, Texas. But I live in Denver, Colorado, so I actually traveled here this morning to come and attend the conference, just to reconnect with my relatives here in Dallas and to form a stronger network between myself and the organization that I work for right now. So if you had the chance to talk with me, you have a little bit of knowledge about what it is that I do and who I work for, but I actually work for Native Max magazine, which is the first native fashion magazine of its kind. We are over 10 years of existence, and my boss, Kelly Holmes, she's Lakota from Pine Ridge Reservation. She started Native Max about 10 years ago, and since then has taken native fashion above and beyond what people thought it was going to be before. And so she throws several different fashion shows across the Southwest, Northwest, Midwest. And we are hoping in the future we will also throw a fashion show in Aotearoa, also known as New Zealand. So my position is I am the program manager for Creatives Indigenous, which is a 6-week accelerator program for Indigenous creative entrepreneurs. And so this means that any entrepreneur that is pursuing a creative business such as graphic design, fashion design, any sort of art business, they are eligible to take our course at minimal to no cost to help level up their business and take it to beyond the startup level. And so in the last 2 years, we have had 7 successful cohorts, both here in North America and internationally. I just got back from New Zealand because we went to go visit with different Maori organizations, entrepreneurs, artists, and just like-minded people who believe in entrepreneurship to be our pathway to sovereignty. And as you know, there are a lot of business courses that are very expensive, and they're not Indigenous-led, and they don't incorporate Indigenous values. And so that is the difference between our business course and a typical Westernized business course, is that we incorporate Indigenous values into the accelerator program. And it's a 6-week extensive long program that you get all access to connect with professional mentors, artists, business owners, not only here in North America, but now we have connections in New Zealand as well. And so I really just wanted to come here today to represent Native Max, not only Native Max, but Creatives Indigenous, and also just build that bridge, because I know that there isn't that many resources for Native entrepreneurship here in Texas. And with me being born and raised here in the city of Dallas, I love Dallas. It's always going to be a part of me. And I really want to be able to bring this program to Dallas, for Dallas and Native entrepreneurs. So, we are actually going to be launching our AP cohort next month. We'll be working with North Dakota creative entrepreneurs. However, we are hoping that maybe next year we'll be able to host a Texas cohort. And so I would really, really, really love to know if you have anyone in mind who is pursuing a creative business, who may need support from our team to help them prepare their business into, not only the regional markets, but the international markets. Because we have the networks, we have the mentors, and we just want to be able to build up our communities together. And yeah, I am open to answering anybody's questions. But yeah, that's a little bit about me and what I do. If anybody has any questions? Yeah.
Is there an application process for the board?
Yeah, definitely. So, we are grant funded primarily. So part of my job, which is not an easy job sometimes, I help find funding for the program. And I have had no prior experience to doing this before. I actually worked in the service industry for years. I was a waitress, but I watched my dad grow a business of 40 plus years as a self-employed electrician. And so I genuinely believe in entrepreneurship being our pathway. And there is an application process. So depending on where our program will be located and who our funders are, that determines who is eligible to apply for the cohort. So for example, we'll be doing the North Dakota program, and that is funded by an organization based in North Dakota. And then that is open and eligible for North Dakota entrepreneurs. But the application is online. We have a bunch of information on our Instagram as well as on our website. And my email is always open to anybody who has questions or is interested. There's a program interest form as well online if you have like any other inquiries. It's best that we know exactly where people are needing this type of support, so that way we can put in the work to make sure we find the funding to do the project. But everything is readily accessible online. And part of the reason why we are grant funded is because we want to do, or we want the participants to pay minimal to nothing to be a part of this program. Any other questions?
Where did you say you're located at?
We're based in Denver.
Denver.
Yeah, Denver, Colorado. We're hoping to. Yeah, for sure. So like I said, I was born and raised here in Dallas, but I moved to Denver about 4 years ago. Started working in Max almost 2 to 3 years ago. And yeah, I'm a program manager, so I pretty much run the ins and outs of Creative Indigenous now. So yeah. But Kelly Holmes, she is the lead faculty, so she teaches actually the curriculum. Because she is, a self-starter entrepreneur, had her business for 10 plus years, and really she did it from the ground up. She had no prior college education background, so that really just says a lot about her experience as an entrepreneur, especially in the creative industries. Anybody else?
So you said, the programs that you have are they available in all 50 states? But we have to be able to get other states, we could give this information.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. And the thing is with our program, it's all online. So we do Zoom calls, Zoom meetings, Tuesdays and Thursday evenings. We always try to make sure it's as accessible as possible. So we know that most, up and coming entrepreneurs might have another job that they have to attend to during the week, up until they're able to get their business on the ground. So that's why we end up doing the Zoom meetings in the afternoon, just to be as accessible as possible. So yeah, if you know anybody on the classes, I have it right here. So it's broken up into 6 different weeks, so there's essentially 6 different course classes. The core modules of the program reflect best in practice entrepreneurship curriculum and guide entrepreneurs from refining their understanding of the business opportunity to developing a profitable and values-oriented business model. The core modules are: week 1, there has to be a pain, market needs assessment and the entrepreneurial mindset. Week 2, who do you love? Customers. Build it so they will come. Week 3, build it so they will come, a painkiller. Prototyping and iteration. Week 4, delight your customers. Week 5, go to market and sales. And week 6, you focus on business model. And at the end of the program, we prepare all of our participants to be able to pitch their business in case they might be in the future presenting it to a potential funder or sponsor. So we make sure that they're pitch ready. Essentially, but it's very community based. You know, we make sure that we create a safe space for all of our participants to thrive and, you know, bounce ideas off of each other. And, you know, we want to collaborate, we don't want to compete, and that's not the type of environment that we want to create. Any other questions? My email is Brenna, BRENNA.Ortiz, ORTOC, at nativemax, NATIVEMAX.com. And then I also, you can also find me on Instagram. You just type in my name, Brenna Ortiz, or you can find us, our public page, Creatives Indigenous, on Instagram as well. And that's pretty active. So we post all of our recaps. We actually have a pitch session coming up with our Maori entrepreneurs and our North American Native entrepreneurs as well. So we're going to do a big event on April 18th. If you'd all like to join, it's going to be live on our Facebook page for Native Max, and anybody is welcome to join and just kind of tap in and see what it is that we wrap up the program with. And it's a good chance to connect with other mentors and other entrepreneurs as well. I'm not the best speaker. I get kind of shy. But I'm trying to make sure I get out as much information as possible. So. Cool. Well, as I said, you can reach me on my email or on Instagram, and thank you so much to Intertribal for your invitation. I appreciate you all for opening up your space to me and being so welcoming, and I'm really excited for the future, and I really hope that we're able to bring the program here to Texas. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Careful, okay? Careful, Lisa. You wanna get a cookie?
All right, thank you so much, Brenda, for traveling and speaking to our group and our community. We want to go ahead and do the ICCT closure, and thank you for everyone in attendance. Okay, so our chair is Nina Heroes. You met her earlier today, and we're going to go ahead and introduce our vice chair, Christy Moses.
Come on down, Christy.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you all for coming out. We appreciate it. I know there's a lot of people left, but we appreciate each and every one of y'all that came out. We hope to do this again for everyone. We hope to do this again, and we can't do this without everyone, the community. So again, we appreciate y'all coming out. And follow us on our social media, Instagram, Facebook. Our website will keep the community calendar updated as much as possible. So just keep on following us and supporting us.
All right, and I would like to invite Tony Valdez. He is our treasurer, also part of our conference committee, and put a lot of work into this event today, along with myself and a few others.
Why'd you get that, buddy? Speech.
Thank y'all for coming. I hope y'all had a good time. And don't forget, everything that we do is completely goes back into the community, so please donate. And do what? Everybody. Take food, please. We don't want to take the food, so take as much as you want. Thank y'all for coming. And I think that's.
So one of the reasons I joined the conference committee is because I attended my first conference for our community in Oklahoma. It was the Onanshi conference, and one of the workshops was an elder reminding us that no matter where we go after college or into our work, into our job, and at home is to always remember our culture. And that remember is not, as mentioned before, Brenda, when I talked to her, it's not about competition, it's about what makes us unique. And what do we have to give? And that's what she reminded us, is we want to keep that ladder growing. We don't want to close it off. We're supposed to pass down the information that we know to help the future generations. And today was about that. What does our community need? So we had Social Security here. We had our nonprofit organizations here that are also trying to further the community. We had the home buying process. The main goal of this conference was to build equity. And the main focus, like I said, was to build equity in the community and to make our place here. we talked about the land acknowledgement and the Wichita and affiliated tribes and, Kickapoo Nation as well. Dallas needs to know that we have a large Native population here. And that's what our group is trying to do. So whenever you when you send an email to us, you're not getting one person. You're either getting our chair, our vice chair, our treasurer, our members, because we all work together to respond to all these emails because we get so many. But that's a good thing because that means people are reaching out to us because they want to help us. Our biggest event is our Honor Our Elders. And so that was also who we focused on today. What was going to be comfortable for them? So we're still working on fixing our locations because, I mean, we are a big community and we need big space. Let's go ahead. Oh, this one. ICCT meetings. We have our meetings the second Tuesday of the month. Okay. For our membership, it's $10, but you don't have to have membership to attend our meetings. We just invite you to come out and talk with us because our events are focused on meeting the needs of our people. Elders, we get a discount, we get $5 memberships. And of course, we have our young ones, they're free membership, but they just don't get voting rights until they're an adult. They become an adult by the age of 18, I think that's what it is now. Sorry. Okay. Thank you to our sponsors. Democracy is Indigenous. We are so grateful for them for working with us for this event. And that's why we're so grateful for the Indigenous Peoples Caucus because our main goal is to get everybody to register to vote. So if you did not, there's still time. So please register to vote. And then Credit Union of Texas, thank you for Chick-fil-A so much. Thank you so much. Everybody enjoyed it. And then for ICCT. And then for the CAP program, thank you for the dance movement healing. And then Bank of Texas for the home buying and for helping us find this place and this location and really working with us. Oh, and then I did a little video for y'all just to kind of show what we've done in the past. And this was also to celebrate our 5-year, our 5 years since 2019 of being established.
Just a minute, we're having technical
That was.
I'm not sure why that was the sad news.
I know. I'm like, why am I getting teary eyed?
But it doesn't remind me of a lot of stuff. And everything that we have done as a group, as a community, has all been to benefit our community. So, like we said earlier, you don't have to be a member to join us. You just give me a feel of our spirit when you do join us. You can volunteer, you can find one, you can just come and sit in on meetings, hear whatever, you know, whatever we're doing, you can volunteer. If you want, it does not have to be an undergrad, it does not have to make a commitment. You can just come help wherever you can. But membership is only $10, so.
All right, we're almost done. I just want to make sure we tell you about our upcoming events. We have the reading workshop on April 27th. Our back to school, we're looking towards the end of July. Bingo, we usually do our Halloween bingo. Indigenous Peoples Day, we've got some plans in the works and we can't wait to share it, but we're finalizing some details. And then it's gonna be our 5th annual honor our elders, and they're already working really hard. And then we're gonna have more in between all of those, so just keep an eye out. And like I said, sometimes it's also easier if you address an individual in the email. If you want to directly message Tony, our treasurer, you can put that in the subject line, and we'll know for sure it's for Tony. But like I said, we all collectively work together to respond to emails and text messages and phone calls and Facebook and Instagram, social media. We're working on the survey and feedback. It's going to be posted on our website, and we'll share that on our social media. So we're going to put all of our events on there. So if there's an event that you've ever attended, whether it's a bee workshop, a Friday Bread and Finance, you can apply, you can submit that information on what you want to see, or what, just any information you want to share with us. And that's really it. I just didn't want to forget that we want to take a group photo with everyone that's really stuck with us through this conference to celebrate our 5 years of being Intertribal Community Council of Texas. And thank you. Yeah, okay.
Tony singing.
And Tony's gonna close us out with a song.
So apparently I've been told that I'm going to see. And after I do so, I'm going to say a prayer to close this out. Hold on real quick.
Okay, so we're gonna do a little trivia. We have a prize and everything, but this is a prize for you for vegetarians. Okay, and okay, yeah. So first person to raise your hand gets to answer the question first. And our question is, what year did Native Americans get the right to vote? Oh, over here. Was it that or oh, yay, you got it. Over to you. All right, thank you everybody for playing.
One more minute.
Sorry, real quick, I should have said this in my speech earlier, but I didn't. I want to thank Veronica for all her hard work and Tony putting this together. They really did a great job. So I just want to shut them out. Thank you.
Thank you, Jen.